Take me down to the Paradise City where the grass is green and the titties are pretty. What's up, my dudes? So I got us some DLC for MX vs. ATV All Out. Yeah, where the hell did this come from? I didn't know this was going to be coming out at all here. So apparently this is made by Slash. I don't know where that comes from. Apparently this is supposed to be like more extreme insanity style unrealistic supercross tracks here, so that's kind of an interesting idea that I never thought they would have really went down the road of. And as you can tell, this is my first time ever seeing it. I'm flying off the track right there. So it comes with 3 different supercross tracks and a free like a freestyle course track. That's a quad. Okay. Yeah, this is cool. This kind of reminds me almost more of like you know, some of your reflex stock reflex track kind of scaling going on here. So that's interesting to see that, you know, quite a bit more wide, bigger jumps, huge triples, stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, I like a 1-to-1 scale, you know, like real life replica style track. I like that design of a track, but I do think it's cool to have the combination of where you've got that and bigger jumps and stuff like that. So it's kind of surprising to me that they came out with Arena Cross, then they came out with the Ricky Carmichael compound, now they're coming out with more Supercross tracks. I don't know, it's crazy the amount of content them dudes are pumping out on this thing, man. I'm like super shocked by that. These rhythms are fucking gnarly, bro. Oh my god, like I can just tell right away that's one of those, both of those long rhythm sections right there is almost like a damn straight rhythm, and the jumps are humongous, so you're gonna have to hit them like perfectly or you're not gonna be able to move at all on it. It's not one of those kind of rhythms where you can like mess up and then pull yourself out of it, you know. And that's, I love when supercross tracks are like that, where it's like the whole rhythm starts in the corner, basically. And if you jack it up anywhere, you're jacked up for the whole rhythm. Not one of those where it's so easy that you don't even have to worry about if you do mess up, you're still going to be able to get it back. You know what I mean? So I like tracks like this that are a little bit more difficult. Whoa, you can overjump that triple for sure. Woo! That was a little close. Interesting, like, whoops into this and then more whoops right here. Okay. Got to be super careful on that. Where you get the, oh, is that the quad? Yep, that's the quad. Not too hard to hit. I mean, it's not like, you know, oh my god, I can't hit that. Let's see. So this is a pretty big hook. Yeah, that's sick right there. They built that where it's like you got to hit it just perfectly. You got to seat bounce it just perfectly. Oh my god. That bike just like came to a complete halt, bro. That was funny. Why do they have it in this game to where basically when you crash and you don't hit like the respawn button, it doesn't automatically, like, you know, put you back on the track, respawn, you just kind of sit there like you're dead on the side of the track for, you know, about a minute straight. It's like, what's going on here? I don't really know why that's a thing in the game, but okay. Okay, so let's see if we can hit this. Ooh, that's a monster line to jump. I think that's a really slow line right there. Got way too much airtime. Oh my god, man, this is sick right here. This is like a seat bounce button simulator. Oh my god, that's cool though. It's just, I like their mentality on the thought of even putting this in here. You know what I mean? Like putting a more difficult supercross track design to it. I just like that they were even able to come up with that, you know? It's interesting because it lets me know that they're not just like over here thinking, oh, well, we're just going to stick with this super, you know, replica style track design and never break away from that at all. It seems to me like the MX vs. ATV franchise is getting a lot more open with the things that they're doing in their games and stuff. I mean, you just look at it like Ricky Carmichael compound. You had basically one of the coolest like tropical design tracks I've ever seen in one of these games. Very reminiscent of the old school MX vs. ATV games, so they're not scared to, you know, get outside the box on those biomes and stuff. I don't know if we'll ever see like a space track in this shit, but you know what I'm saying? That'd be cool if they called me up and was like, hey, Spence, come help us build this space track over here. I'd be like, hell yeah, dog, I'm in. Let's do it. That'd be cool, you know, because I'm the first guy that ever actually made a space track in a motocross game, ever, period. The first one ever was Moon Supercross on MX Simulator. That was the first space track ever made in any motocross game ever, and I was the dude that made it. And then I branched into Venus motocross. You had Mars motocross, and it just went to like every single planet. And then it was like, then it just made different things from that, and it went crazy, dude. But it'd be interesting to see one of these, you know, bigger motocross game companies actually attempt to make a space track like that. That'd be really cool. I would love to see an actual, like, really well put together moon style track, and maybe they had a really cool special effect to it where you had a little bit lower gravity on the track. Maybe it's like a free ride track or something, and you had a little bit lower gravity just to kind of throw something a little bit fun in there. I think that would be so cool if they added something like that to a motocross game, and you know, and allow you to unlock like a spaceman suit in the game or something. If you, I don't know, if you do some kind of crazy, really hard thing to unlock, then you can get the spacesuit. It's just, man, I feel like if I was one of these big head honchos at these gaming companies, I would make some really cool stuff. Like if I was the guy that was actually able to make the decisions on it, you know, a lot of people I'm sure in the company probably has a lot of cool ideas, but they can't put it in the game because this other higher up dude is like, no, we can't do that. You know, I'm talking about if I was the dude actually making the decisions, then I would be able to make some really, really cool stuff for this. But it's all about putting that unique, cool, different design, kind of getting your mind off the repetitive nature of the game, and then the skill gap and making you want to come back and continue to play it. So that's really you know, what games need, and they've been missing since like back in 2007. Every game was good back in 2007. I just think about all those bigger game companies that were so good back in that era. I mean, I don't even have to name them. You guys know what I'm talking about. Let me actually go here to a different one of these tracks. So that was the first one. So it comes, like I said, with the 3. Let's just get this on free ride if we can. Let's see. So that's like a series. Let me just exit out right here because it's not really. Oh, yeah. I got to go right here. Okay. Free ride. Then we can go right here. Last thrill. Okay. So it's kind of mixing in a bit of that. You know how some of the Reflex tracks had freestyle-esque ramps on some of the Supercross tracks. So it's kind of very, very, very reminiscent of that, and the whole design around the track and everything. So, but yeah, there were so many games that were so great back in that like 2007, 2008 era, and those franchises are just terrible now. They're just absolute shit. They become way too money hungry. The games go to crap. It's like you get some kind of boss head honcho dude that doesn't even care about the fan base. They just care about the money. They care about looking at spreadsheets and don't worry about the actual game itself. So this looks really weird. I don't know if just because I'm on free ride, that's why it's not showing the tough blocks. I'm not really sure, but that looks super bizarre like that. So it's got the little area where you got the concert going on in the background. So that's kind of cool. I like this little like off-track, almost like purple lighting effect going on. That's interesting how they put that together. Could you imagine that on like some sort of alien space track? Could you imagine the kind of feeling and design they could get going? That would just be so cool if they're like, hey Spence, we need you to come down. We need you to come down to the warehouse, man. We need to get this thing going. Like, let's get in here. Let's get some of your crazy ass ideas, and let's make some custom tracks or something on it. You know, let's make some sort of like Spencer Turley out of this world DLC or something like that. That'd be sick if they did that. Like, they would be literally the coolest company in the history of mankind if they did that. And it would be so cool, the tracks that they could design for that too. So, but either way, this is a pretty cool little track right here. Not quite as difficult as the other one, it doesn't seem like. This one's got a little bit of a more narrow type of feel, you know, not as wide. This is a little bit more like the normal tracks in the game. But yeah, it's got this interesting. Okay, so here's the actual freestyle jump. There you go, baby, rodeo. So in this game, you can actually land in a freestyle trick, which is a little bit bizarre. Not really sure if that's how I would have designed it. If you guys know what I'm talking about, like you can basically just pull any trick and land. As long as you got your wheels in the right position, it's not really going to crash. So doing the splits, baby. What's up? Oh, God. Okay, yeah, let me stay on the track here. Oh, well, that didn't work. So maybe it's only on specific tricks. I'm not really sure. Let's see. The Goon, baby. Ronnie Mack in this shit. Oh, my God. You can whip in this Goon riding mode. This is hilarious. I don't think I've actually seen that in this game yet. Wow, that's funny, dude. That's the kind of shit I like to see. MX vs. ATV. That's the kind of stuff that makes your game unique and different and fun and interesting and just gives you something weird and funny to do in the game. Like, that's what makes it good, bro. I'm telling you. Taunt bar hop. Look at my dude. Oh my God. This is just cracking my ass up. Yeah, this track right here has a lot of interesting, like when you go through a corner, it'll have like dual whatever you want to call it, where you got like one section on half the width of the track and another type of section on the other width of the track. Got some of that action going on, so that's kind of cool to see that. But you can see it right here as well. You can either go inside right here, cut through all that. That's probably the quick line on that, I would assume. Let's see. Then you got another one right here. Oh, that's a little bit of a quad. Okay. Then you got this cool little roller thing to the inside of that. All right. Nice triple right here that I totally missed the seat bounce on. Okay. So either way, I think I enjoyed the first track maybe a little more than I did this one. Holy God, that's a triple. Oh, wow. Yeah, that reminds me of coming off of those freestyle ramps on Reflex where you can do like a quad, like some sort of insanity 200-foot quad off of a freestyle ramp. That is very, very reminiscent to the Reflex stage right there, boy. So, okay, let's go ahead and go to the other track. I don't want to take too long on this. Let's just do this one in our actual race mode here. Waha. Or Wawa. Oh, shit. Okay. There we go. Quitting current event. Okay. So either way, man, yeah, it's nice to see it. Just wanted to come in here and check it out. I'm not being paid by MX vs. ATV or anything like that. I just think it's cool to come in here and check out DLC pretty much regardless of what it is. It's just nice to do it, you know, because you guys know I'm all talking about these motocross games all the time and stuff, and so if I don't come in here and look at the stuff that they add to it, then I'm kind of going against what I'm saying. I gotta go in here and like at least test this stuff out, at least take a look at it. Even if I'm not personally gonna ride on it very much, I still need to come in here and look at it just to give my opinion on how the game's progressing and stuff like that. Interesting little kind of like S corner roller. Wow, that's cool. That is cool how that was designed. Oh baby, yeah, that's a big boy. But I always go back to the thought of my head, like, this game has no sort of track editor at all. No track editor in the PC version. No track editor, obviously, in the console version. No track editor whatsoever. So they can sit there and add DLC till they're blue in the face, but it's still not going to be a hundredth of what having a track editor in there would be like. It's just not even going to be close to that. So I just think any of these motocross games that come out, they have got to have, at least on the PC version, have to have some sort of track editor in them. I mean, that's almost like, I almost just expect that now. That's almost just standard, like, that should just be in the game. You know what I mean? That's just personally how I see it, but whoa, dude, look at these freaking sections. These are crazy. They're getting really unique with some of their Supercross design stuff. This is very unorthodox, very bizarre type of sections. Kind of reminds me of like some shit I would make on a Supercross track, to be honest with you. This is reminding me of some of my kind of stuff I've made on MX Sim as far as like Supercross design stuff. But let's see here. So either way, we'll just have to wait and see when the next MX vs. ATV game comes out. But if you guys are watching, put all your efforts. You don't even have to put it into the console. You don't have to put the track editor into the console, like, but you can. But I'm just saying, I would love to see a super extensive one, like your Unleashed track editor and your the Reflex track editor that's on the PC version. You need that back in your motocross games if you ever want them to get like back to that sort of replayability and that level that those kind of games were. You have to have it. There's no other way around it, really. You know, you can sit there all day long thinking about what's the next DLC and how much content you can put in there and how much you're grinding on putting more DLC in. But at the end of the day, oh my God, you can huck into those whoops. Sick. At the end of the day, it's not going to be 1,000th of the amount of track content that you could have if you had a track editor in there, especially an extensive one where you can go in there and build anything you want to build, lighting effects, skyboxes, your own decals, all that kind of stuff. Makes a massive difference on your uniqueness and difference of types of track designs and stuff out there. So either way, that's kind of the first little look at this slash DLC or whatever this is right here. So that's kind of interesting. You can probably jump to that right there. You can jump over this and you go back into a pretty big whoop section. Okay. So yeah, either way, just want to come here and take a little look-see at this stuff. Cool to see it. I definitely am very intrigued by the Supercross tracks, but a little bit more on the unrealistic, a little bit more difficult side. I like that design. I like that whole sort of mindset that they have on it. Let me go check out the little free style thing real quick, just for the heck of it, right here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I just wanted to go check this out real quick. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy, man. There's 3 DLCs out there. I think this is like $5 for this. So I don't know. Was the Ricky Carmichael compound like 7? And then I'm pretty sure the the Arena Cross tracks were like 7 as well, if I'm not mistaken. So this is like a little bit cheaper. But isn't some of their bike DLC in the game like $3 or $4? I'm a little confused. So you're telling me I can either have 1 Yamaha bike skin or 4 new tracks in the game? Oh man, I don't know how much that really adds up, but okay. Nice little oh my God. Oh, the tricks, dude. It definitely gets a little insane in this game, but it's its own kind of thing for sure. Ain't no doubt about that. Okay, there we go. So either way, man, that's the DLC here. I mean, it kind of goes back to, I mean, I'm going to enjoy this more than I will the Arena Cross DLC, just because this has got a bit more of that skill gappy longevity, make you want to come back and play it type of feeling to it. So personally, I will be playing this more than that, but I don't know. They may come out with even more DLC on this. I mean, that's kind of seeming like what they're going to do with it. It's crazy, but I can't, this is one of those games I can honestly say, like, this doesn't feel like DLC that they had planned before the game came out and then just held it back and then just basically cut it out of their original game and now they're charging us extra for it. That's not what this is to me. There was a world of plenty of content in this game when it first came out. And this is just extra add-on. This is like what DLC is supposed to be. Whereas most other modern games nowadays, their DLC just looks like shit that they cut out of that was supposed to be in the original game, and now they're just charging you extra for it. Official Monceu Supercross game. Let's not even get into that. But either way, appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Later, dudes.